Hi everyone, this is Jacqueline Norton from Aurate. Nice to see you. I can't see you, but if you're there, it's nice that you're seeing me. And I wanted to do an update because, believe it or not, it was the last one was on the 24th of September last year in 2021. And there's been a lot happening with me since. If you've followed any of my posts, I've only done a couple, but the last time I did that live stream, I was on my way to hospital. Well, I was about to go to hospital for a scan. I'd been having some mobility issues, and it turns out that I had a third bout of cancer. This time it's stage 4, it's gone into my bones, and what the scans showed were that everything from my mid thigh up to shoulder blades, basically T9 in my spine, plus several areas of soft tissue were affected. That diagnosis was devastating, as you can imagine. It was the third time. The first time was in 2010. So 2010, and I had a mastectomy. It was breast cancer on the left side, reconstruction in the same 9-hour surgery, lots of treatment in terms of surgery, but we didn't need to do. It was deemed that we didn't need to do any more at that point. Fast forward to 2014, and actually, I just started. I was a week into starting my job at Deloitte when I found a lump under my arm, and it had recurred in the same side. Even though there was no breast tissue there, it had come back, and again that was devastating, as these things always are. And I threw the kitchen sink at it. I didn't just do the medical side, which I did do, including needing this time chemotherapy, radiotherapy, more surgeries, etc. But I also had something of a spiritual awakening. I was working with a coach, just started a few months earlier. I think I was pretty much close to a breakdown. Really, really difficult time work-wise, as well as, needing to find, do some work on myself, do some inner work. And it was all happening at once, and this is what happens, deconstruction on a massive scale. I had to have chemotherapy, so I lost my hair. My hair was my pride and joy. It was long, black, thick, luscious hair, and that all had to go, and it all grew back silver and grey, which I know I like, but it took me a long time. So massive identity shift, but also met some wonderful people who were healers and various other disciplines, in various disciplines, that contributed in no small part to my getting through that and recovering. So fast forward now to last year, I'd got the all clear from my consultant, and I'd decided to leave my job at Deloitte after a very successful time there. And within 3 months, I started having mobility issues. I was finding it difficult to walk, and that all culminated actually towards the October, just before I had a massive dose of radiotherapy, and then started on chemotherapy as well. With the loss of mobility almost completely. I couldn't walk unaided. I needed a walking frame to get around my home. I couldn't take one step without huge pain. It was really, really scary. And, we were, I was making a will. It was really hard to know. The decline was so steep downwards that it was hard to know whether I'd come out of it. Medical team, goes without saying, amazing. Also working again with alternative therapies and things that support me, both emotionally, mentally, physically, energetically. So, I talk about energy a lot because I've been in experiences where I've felt energies of different sorts, things that are just not in the, material perception as keenly as, some people perceive them more keenly than others. And it was pretty scary, and we didn't know what would happen. It was really, really hard. It was also the most pain that I've ever felt in my whole life. Even childbirth didn't cut it, didn't dwarfed childbirth. And, you know, it took a while for us to get the pain meds to get sorted out. So now I'm on, happy to report that my third scan shows there's a consistent improvement. Everything that was affected was from my mid-thigh up to T9, in my pelvis, my hips, my spine, sacrum, a part of my lung, a part of my liver, even a part of my upper left arm, in the bone. All the bone areas there were pitted with diseased areas. And the treatment's working. It's halted it, and I've rapidly got mobility back, which I'm so grateful for. I mean, like, beyond. We've got the pain under control. I'm still on a lot of meds. I'm taking tablet form of chemo, which means I've not lost my hair, which is great. But I'll be on that for the foreseeable future. So, trying to launch a business and amongst all that was some no small feat. And whilst I've continued to write content and work with my amazing virtual team, it's been hard, and I've essentially had 9 months off sick. I've been starting to get back slowly. In fact, I feel around that time of that last live stream, I don't know if you remember, but I often have the orchid over here, but it had lost all its beautiful petals and flowers, and it's just all flowered again, and I feel like I've got a great affinity with my beautiful orchid, because it feels like that's what's happening to me, that I'm coming back slowly. So what am I going to start doing? We finished a lot of the content for Communication Alchemy. I want to share what I've learned, through my journeys, through the 3 bouts of cancer, what we've written in terms of the Communication Alchemy program, and some of the insights that I've got that I want to share with you. And I've been surprised as well at how people have come from in the shadows and said, oh, how's Jacq doing? How are you doing? Missed you online. People I never even thought were watching. So if that's you, I'm glad you're here. And stay tuned in for more. I will be sharing those reflections as I can. It might not be a regular day or time, but I'll post them, and they're all also going to be stored on YouTube. So if you ever want to go and have a look at them, then I'll post the links for that as well. So that's it. I hope you're well. Hope you've not been going through anything like that. And I just don't want to drone on too long. It's been over 8 minutes so far. So thanks for sticking with me. And I'll sign off now, and I will see you again soon. Take care.